It's minicamp and OTA season, and we're looking at the Cleveland Browns and watching the quarterbacks go to work. Shedeur, Joe Flacco, Gabriel, also Kenny Pickett. The big battle for the starting quarterback job starts this week. Before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're looking at clips from rookie camp, minicamp, OTAs, training camp, workouts in between. Whatever we can find on these players, your favorite rookies, quarterback battles, guys coming back from injuries, your favorite guys you're drafted in fantasy. It's all right here. Click that button. Stop missing out. We got to dig in. I got a lot of clips. A lot from today's practice, which just concluded. Yesterday's practice, all from the last 24 hours. We're going to let this roll, watch this, loop this, and keep talking ball if necessary. But we got a lot here. Kenny Pickett's right there. Watch him. Look at the small hands. Whipping it out there. There it goes. Downfield. Little Jerry Jeudy action. There's Shedeur. Downfield. So from what I've gathered from looking at the clips and reading the captions, Shedeur's been looking good. He had some money shots downfield. Flacco seems like he's been doing all right. And all the quarterbacks have not been bad. I think if I'm a Browns fan and I just want to win games this year, I think that's the main thing I can take from rookie camp to now, that the quarterbacks have been playing exceptionally well, and whoever wins out of this job earned it, because these guys are battling pretty good. There's Pickett. Again, there it is. Just drill. Pitch a catch, pitch a catch. Looks like pitch a catch. That's what it should look like. Here we go. Stepping back. Pickett and Flacco. We've been making fun of or going over Sports Talk Radio in Cleveland, talking about this quarterback battle. They've been making this a huge deal. Now you got Gabriel and Shedeur. They did not show the rest of that clip. Getting it out there. You got Flacco whipping it. If I had to guess what would probably happen throughout this exchange of quarterbacks is I believe multiple of them are going to get the opportunity to start. I just see that happening. I see multiple of them getting the opportunity to start. Probably three of the four quarterbacks. I think Shedeur is going to get his opportunity somewhere down the line. I think Flacco would be my front runner right now on paper to win it. Things could change through training camp. You're going to find your winner more than likely during the joint practices once we get the preseason. Shedeur could step up and win it. Flacco can throw picks, and he can go on a bad run, and that could potentially happen. If Flacco plays clean throughout all the practices, here's Mason Graham. Mason Graham getting the batted ball on Flacco. No, wait, Gabriel. So Mason Graham, a lot of people saw him thrown up in that clip in rookie camp and already called him a bust. But that's what you're going to get out of him. You're going to get a guy with a high motor just pointing it out there, just pushing the offense back. That's what you're going to get out of Mason Graham there. There's Kenny Pickett getting it out. Like, I believe and I know he was an overdrafted prospect. Don't look at him as a first-round caliber quarterback. He definitely wasn't. There's Shedeur with a pretty ball. So if you're a Shedeur fan, just so you know, he had a good practice today. He's been looking good over the last 24 hours. Gabriel's height, especially with that batted ball over there with Mason Graham, definitely coming to play right now. Just coming ahead. That's definitely there. I don't have him up there in the battle to start. I have him as a very good developmental backup, honestly. Very good developmental backup. He'll probably have a run of starting games somewhere throughout his career and be okay. I think Shedeur's more of an upside to start play. Because, one, that's really where he was forecast at to be all along. Pretty ball there by Flacco. I believe that was Flacco. There is Gabriel. The batted ball comes into play. Right there. I think we see it again right here. Making a check. Rolling out a bit. Getting it downfield. Looks like we made the play. I can talk about these quarterbacks all day. There's Shedeur. It's been looking good. should have potential to make some noise here, and he's got to continue to play well. He cannot have a run of bad practices for sure. He cannot have a run of bad practices at all. He just can't, because like I've been saying all along, you go back to draft day, you go back to that video of him being drafted and the front office execs. It was a lukewarm celebration of the class. A lukewarm celebration. Before any of these quarterbacks were drafted, I looked at it as Flacco being a guy, Kenny Pickett just being a backup bridge, and whoever was going to be the rookie was just going to be there for some time to develop and eventually get their opportunity. That's the way I looked at it. Even if they drafted Shedeur in the first round, I looked at it as that. Like, there was potential that first-round quarterback, whoever it was, could beat them out, but I think they were planning for that all along, and that might be in the cards. I can't see Pickett beating out Flacco unless he has a bunch of practices where he throws a lot of picks. Seeing him step back here, getting it out, boom. From accounts, and they're all recent accounts, considering practice just concluded, if not, it's finishing up. I did not hear anything really that bad on any of the quarterbacks. Look at the height difference on Gabriel. It's right there. He's an accurate passer, though. He's very chill in the pocket, very composed. Can definitely run an offense. I think he'll be a good backup in the league. I think he'll be in the league forever. I think he's one of those guys that's going to be in the league forever. You see Flacco looking on, getting the ball. Was that one Gabriel? There's the batted ball. Mason Graham, though. Don't sleep on him because he threw up in practice. Don't sleep on him. That was like the worst thing I ever saw on social media. The Browns fans and radio analysts, that was a pretty ball. That was pretty ball. There's more clips, and I'll have more videos chopped up of just the quarterbacks soon. There's Shedeur, same play again. Back corner. He's been looking good. He's been on fire. So talking about Shedeur, he's been money. He's been focused. He's been money. He's been looking poised. He looks like a rookie ready to make a jump. He looks like a rookie that's ready to make a jump in this offense. Like, already. I get rookie camp, 2 practices, filmed on OTAs, plus whatever else last week. But he looks like a rookie ready to make a jump. There was a lot of noise last week, and we covered it on, I think, Saturday's video. I did it Saturday morning, and I went through the clips of the radio stations, ESPN's, the one in Cleveland, whatever that is. I don't know these stations. I'm just going off of what they say. They brought in Stefanski. They made it a big deal of Pickett and Gabriel being paired first team, and then Flacco and Shedeur being together. They made that a huge deal. And then once you get into these practices, you know things are getting switched around. And then, like I said, I think I said it in the beginning of that video, if not the video before it, when they said something crazier. I did another video on that. I said, this is why we watch the practice clips. This is why I gather this and talk ball with you guys. You kind of get a feel. One, you get a feel how these practices are conducted, because they're considered insiders to some people. And if you're not watching or looking behind the scenes, you'll take that as face value. But honestly, when you're watching this, you know it's not really valid. I think the one thing that one of them were worried about, and it's an understandable worry, is Shedeur not getting enough reps. That was the thing, like him not getting a chance. And I put that in the thumbnail because that was in the back part, him saying he may not get a chance. He's getting enough chance to where he can carve things out. He's getting enough here from what it looks. From this small sample, which is actually a large sample compared to many other teams that showcase their quarterback battles, he's getting a good chance. And with how ambiguous this quarterback room is, I think he's got a chance. I think we're going to get into training camp, the joint practices, once we get shells on and pads on, when things start to get ahead, that's when things are going to come true. I would not be surprised if they go Flacco If it's tight, I would not be surprised. I'm not an advocate for Kenny Pickett. I know a lot of people are rooting for him. I don't see any bounce back to the Pitt days. I think the Pitt days were buoyed by Jordan Addison, first round wide receiver. I think Jordan Addison was the catalyst to get him drafted in the first round. I believe so. And it was a very weak quarterback class, and Steelers needed to make a move, and that was who they chose. And it was the wrong choice. You guys got him on a deal. He's going to be an okay backup for you, a good fringe play, a vet, a guy that's been around. But he's not going to be the guy. That's my main take where I can get burned for. And if I got burned for Kenny Pickett and he becomes Tom Brady, I'll make fun of myself and do the video and call myself out on that. I don't care. Shedeur Sanders is good. He's showing things on the field. He's been looking good. He's been looking rock solid. Rookie camp, OTAs. So far, wire to wire, he's been good. He's been good. Like I've been saying, take doesn't change. He needs to be solid throughout his campaign here, throughout these practices. Training camp, joint practices, preseason. He needs to be solid. He needs to continue this because there's probably bias in the front office against him. There is, more than likely, considering what we saw on draft day when they went to that shot of them clapping. It was lukewarm. Lukewarm. I don't know how best to describe it. I've shown it on the other videos. And there's more crazy talk from Cleveland radio, and we'll keep talking about it. I'll keep making more videos on that. But Gabriel here, I think going 2 quarterbacks in this draft was a weird move. I think once they got in the third, they saw Gabriel, they looked at him as a good backup and for the long term. I think Shedeur came at a price where they couldn't just ignore it anymore, and they did it. They did it. They pulled the trigger. Kind of like Quinshon Judkins and Deion Sampson. They already got their running back, but Sampson, valued, talented much more than his draft capital, and I think they're going to be a good pair. Flacco's the vet. He's been around. He can run the offense. It's going to be very hard for them to move off of him unless he has a string of bad practices. He's slinging it. He's been looking good. From accounts, though. From accounts, and things might change as more accounts come up. This is fresh, hot off the press. Hot off the press. Downfield, that ball was good. That ball was clean. Flacco looking clean. Pickett hasn't been bad. None of the quarterbacks have been bad. You can definitely see the height issues coming in with Gabriel on a couple of those tipped passes. Shedeur's been money on some of those balls downfield. That's the one thing, especially when we look at that touchdown pass. Shedeur's been money. He's just got to keep it up. But that's what we're seeing right now. Cleveland Browns OTAs. Let me know what you think. Comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.